Right, I've got the question of the day, right? This radiator down here has got a thermostatic rad valve, is that what you call it? A thermostatic rad valve?
Yeah.
Is that right? Right. So I can turn it down if it's getting too hot. Well, would you believe the bathroom was really hot the other day and I thought, oh, there's another radiator in here, but I can't turn it down. So it stays hot all the time. Why is that? Why hasn't it got a thermostatic rad valve on it?
So why indeed? Yes, it's a common question actually, and this is because this radiator is the bypass rad. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. What it means is it's meant to be full on, and it's there so that the boiler doesn't ever overheat. So if you've got a combi boiler, or lots of boilers have overrun pumps on them, and when that boiler switches off, it allows the heat to get round the system through this bypass rad and cool down rather than overheat the boiler. Now some of you might say, well, I've got a combi boiler, it's got a bypass in it. Why can't I still have that on there? Well, if you read the instructions with those, they still say to have a bypass radiator to cool the system down. The boilers nowadays have got very low content of water in them, so it's very easy to get too hot and the boiler will click off, protect itself anyway. So it's one of those things that it's there to help you maintain your boiler temperature, keep it to the right level. So that's why you'll find we've got one of these. Normally it's a towel rail like this one, or it can be an ordinary radiator that's usually positioned in the hall, funny enough, and that's the one that you can't turn. And normally as well it has a room thermostat there, and that was again to try and keep the temperature on the house all the same, because when it's down there with the thermostat on the wall, that thermostat is telling the house what temperature to switch off at wherever you set it at. And if the rad's just continually going, it won't turn off too early, because if you understand, if the thermostat was turned down on that radiator, then it might not reach the temperature you set it on the wall, because the thermostat has switched it off. And the other main thing to remember about it is that it's also there to kind of have a relief valve, as it were. So if all the thermostatic rad valves switched off in your house because they'd all reached temperature, the water kind of wouldn't have nowhere to go. The pump wouldn't be able to pump it. That's why they do have valves on them now, like a relief valve to go round. But the idea is that that would not happen. So the idea is that you can't switch off every single rad. You'd always have one that's open, and it's the rad that will allow the system to cool back down and work more efficiently. How's that?
So thank you, that's explained it very well to me. So leaves me just to have my cup of tea now. My job is done. Thank you.